I'm so sad. I had so much expectations, and I feel crushed, completely crushed, and I just can't find myself. I can't gather the words. I am so sad.
But that's where a lot of people laugh because they say we shouldn't have had that much expectation in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because every time we go into this tournament, we kid ourselves thinking that all is well with the team, and really and truly, all is not well with the team. But as Ghanaians, we want to rally behind the team, rally around the flag, and expect something great. And yes,
And the flag tore down.
God.
No, but we'll get into the details of the conversation, but it's just 17 minutes and we'll hit the top of the hour. Before we do anything else, let's hear the man who led the team, Kwesi Appiah, the one who made the calls and made those controversial decisions prior to the contest itself. What does he have to say about this?
Yeah, actually, I feel bad because this was a very tough game. The expectations were really high. We did our best, but unfortunately, when it comes to penalties, it can go either way. It's just unfortunate, we could not go past the Tunisian side. But saying that they are also a very good side, and you can't downplay the victory. Yeah, it's true. We had a lot of opportunities to finish the game before 90 minutes, and I think the introduction of VAR, will help the African countries because if we had VAR, to check on the goal that's scored automatically, maybe would have been a different result. But apart from that, in a game of football, you may create so many chances, but if you are unlucky, it happens. You get so many chances and you mess it up. I mean, the only thing we can do is to try to comfort them. In a game of football, when you get your chances and you don't utilize it, these are some of the things that happens, and we let them know that that's football. It's happened. What you need to do is to make sure you build on whatever you've learned in this competition, and encourage them. Yeah, I still, even though we could not qualify to the next stage, I still think that we have a good crop of players. The good thing is a blend of the young and the old. So thinking of the future, I think there are a lot of players who the nation can depend on, as years pass by.
So the man is already looking at the future. But the question we must ask is, will he be here? Will he be our coach? Hey, people are shaking their heads already. Anyway, let's hear the captain general. Anamoah, will he be our coach?
Who?
Kwesi Appiah.
No, drop that coach.
Oh, why?
Drop him.
No, but he made a very bold decision in removing Anamoah from the captain's decision, from the captain position. I think that showed a lot of strength.
What was the impact on the game, on the tournament? What did we achieve? It was unnecessary. All of that was unnecessary. It was a distraction.
The whole drama with Anamoah. But I think that it's really because we don't want some people to have
coaching
monopoly.
deficiencies. We had coaching deficiencies. Our subs were questionable. I mean, how do you take off Dede? I mean, Samuel Owusu should have been taken off, not Dede. I really don't understand. And then we were playing as though we were looking forward to penalties. And we know we are not strong in that department. But we didn't show any zeal to win the game. We were listless. Yes, we can blame the referee. I will save my words for him later. But we didn't look like a team that wanted to win.
But was that down to the coach or the players?
Both. You can blame the players, you can blame the coach. I mean, the coach makes the decision. The coach decides who should play and who shouldn't play. The players themselves have themselves to blame. Some of them didn't look interested. They didn't look interested. There were points where people wanted to take glory for themselves, so they won't pass. Some were very selfish. Some didn't look concerned. Why did the coach call Kwadwo Asamoah in the first place? What was Kwadwo Asamoah doing in the team? Why was he invited? I don't understand so many things. So many things do not make sense. And I think Kwesi Appiah has done well thus far. It's okay. He should resign. He should leave. We are tired. That team, this Black Stars team, they are heartbreakers. They are I am so sad. I'm so sad.
I feel your pain. Let's see what Eva Ochwe thinks. She's joined us on the line this morning. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Daniel.
Great. It's great to have you. I wish you were in studio. But in the first place, are you as crushed as I am? As Nanaba seems to be just speaking my mind this morning. Are you as crushed as we are?
It would be surprising if I weren't crushed, right? But perhaps I'm not as crushed because I managed my expectations, and on the evidence of what I had seen of the team, I was open to the numerous possibilities that could come with this one. It was a round of 16. It was a knockout stage. Any blip meant that you were out, and there was no coming back for anything that slipped. And so, well, that's the nature of the game, and I guess that I just I've taken it in my stride and I've shaken off the disappointment.
But the funny thing, Eva, is that's what a lot of the pundits are telling us, that we never had a good team to begin with. We had a team of bench warmers, people who were out of form, and we pinned our hopes on them.
Well, I mean, that's the bigger conversation that we should be having now. And I mean, it's roasting a lot of so many things that perhaps we glossed over. You could argue that was what we had. That was the best that we could put together at the time and show up for it. I mean, but if we were going for a competition which we were hoping to win, I do not think that we put our best foot forward. If this is all that we had, then we really need to work towards unearthing more talent and honing that talent to give us quality that we need to compete at the highest level. Clearly, our team was shorn of quality. I mean, we've seen players at their peak previously, a lot of them in the twilight of their careers at the moment, as far as the national team is concerned. And so we had our hopes hinged on a few of them. And it's a tournament. You have players come into tournaments and never come alive for their nations. And then so if you were not working as a team, it always would tell. And we started through the group stage. We seem to have picked up some momentum with our last game, and we were hoping that with history backing us, we could make it against a Tunisian side that had itself not glittered so far in this competition. Unfortunately, we did not. We could not make the most of the possession that we boasted in that game against Tunisia. We could not make it count where it mattered most. That was scoring goals to ensure that we won it in regulation time, and so we are out.
It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show in Joy 99.7 FM. Eva Ochwe is our guest on the line. In studio with us is Anamoah. We are talking about Ghana and why we sucked yesterday. I don't think there's any better way. I don't think there's any better way to put it. Did we really suck, Nanaba? I mean, throughout the game?
Yes, we did. We did. I don't understand. We say this every time we go into a tournament, that we start slowly. Why do we always play like a tortoise and then grow in confidence? Why can't we kill games in the first few minutes? Teams are scoring games, early goals to kill games, and we wait. Eva should correct me. I think this is the 18th consecutive time that we have conceded a goal and not one after conceding. Eva should correct me, but I think my memory is right on this one. It's a shame. Why? I don't get it. I really don't understand. And I thought by now we would have learned our lessons that we are not great at penalties. We have our experiences from Ivory Coast. Was it in 2008 with Uruguay in 2010? In 1992, we suffered the same fate. In 2019, why are we still going down that road? I don't understand. It's as if no one is learning. There is no grand plan at the FA. There is no plan. You look at South Africa. 80% of their players are home-based players. Look at ours. Somebody goes to Saskatchewan or Azerbaijan, shines in 1 or 2 games, and then, yes, we bring the person. I don't even know which men make up our scouting team. What kind of job are they doing? Eva, please, you have to say something. I don't know what to say.
No, you see. Eva, so where are we getting it wrong? Is it when we bring in the players, or is when we actually get there?
It's a mixed bag. It's a concomitant of issues. And I think we should be looking at the bigger picture, and the bigger conversation for me is that it's easy for us to lay the blame on Coach Kwesi Appiah. The buck stops with him, obviously, but he works with a team. It is time for us in interrogating this defeat to look at, for instance, who constitute the technical team. He has an assistant coach. He has other technical men with him. What is the synthesis like? What kind of assistance do these people bring to the table to add to whatever? What is the problem? Is it the case that Coach Kwesi Appiah is not getting the needed assistance from his assistants or from his technical team? Is it the case that he's not listening to what they bring to the table? What is the relationship between the coach and the playing body? Are they imbibing what are the players imbibing what the coach is imparting to them? What exactly is the coach imparting to the playing body? I think these are all critical questions that we must get answers to in coming to a conclusive decision
as to what wrong.
Exactly is wrong with
exactly.
us.
Exactly.
Yes. I mean, most times we just dwell on Kwesi Appiah. I mean, that's the refrain. We've said it over and over again. But what really makes what's the makeup of Kwesi Appiah's coaching? We can see a team that struggles to show any shape at all in a game. You look at the team and you're wondering what's the end game, what's the game plan, what's the shape of the game as they are in action, and that is where you're looking for tactical astuteness that you don't find in our team. So I'm asking, who are the men surrounding Kwesi Appiah? What do they bring to the table? What tactical, technical prowess do they possess to assist the coach to ensure that he delivers on the mandate?
But doesn't that come back to Kwesi Appiah himself? Because I have a message here from Bob Kumson, my good friend in East Legon. He says, the cause of Ghana's AFCON tournament is already lost. This loss began when Kwesi Appiah was given a second stint as Black Stars coach. Even though Appiah played and even captained the Black Stars at a certain stage, he is not regarded by his players, especially those who play in Europe, as a top coach because of his low pedigree than his top players. Added to this is that Appiah naturally does not have the type of strong personality needed for the job. I've always believed that if former coaches like Djokovic, Milovan or Leroy had been in charge of the Black Stars in Brazil, the Suleimantari saga and that unsavory event would not have happened. Finally, I suspect this Jan Fracas was created by Appiah to create a cover for his own proven incompetence, which will lead to our impending failure at AFCON. But for Benin and Equatorial Guinea, Ghana may not even go beyond the preliminary rounds. He sent me this before the AFCON began.
Well, Daniel, I agree largely with those comments, but let's not discount the fact that Benin are through to the next round. We are not, So I mean, they were part of the team. They fought and got in there. I agree with him to a large extent. And I think that no one is in doubt. That's why I spoke about the fact that you looked at our team and you could not really see the game plan. That comes down to the coaching. But I'm saying that Coach Kwesi Appiah, without a doubt, a lot is expected from him, because if you look at Kwesi Appiah's record, he is a coach who has had the privilege of understudying many of the foreign coaches that we have hired for our Black Stars. You understand?
But it's about the man himself, isn't it?
Yeah, at least 3 of them. So he's had the opportunity to be with the team for a long period, and so when he's handed the job, you expect him to have mastered the culture and the nature of the team. But then again, it comes to what skill set he comes to the job with. And that is what your friend is questioning here. But he works with the team also. And I am saying that what are these other people bringing to the table to ensure that our technical team is a complete package that would earn the respect of the playing body? Because the players would imbibe what the coach is imparting when they have confidence in him, and they believe that he knows what he is imparting.
Nana, but away from this Coach Kwesi Appiah conversation,
who doesn't exude any confidence?
but okay, on that, is that what we are looking for? Just someone who would exude confidence, or someone who can actually get a tactics?
It adds to it. Eva just mentioned confidence. I mean, what exactly are the players taking from him? What are they taking from him? Apart from the knowledge, the technical knowledge, there should be something. You must energize the team, and I don't see it.
But some people are laid back. That's what some people bring to the equation.
Okay, he should coach a laid back team. Honestly. And Eva mentioned something very critical. What the others bring to the table. I really want to know who makes up our scouting team. I really need to know. Because I think that our scouting department is poor. They are so poor. I look at the players we presented at this AFCON, and I mean, against Tunisia. Tunisia was the weakest team in this tournament, and we just fluffed our chances against them. And they are through. I mean, Tunisia. I don't get it. Tunisia, we couldn't beat Tunisia. Eva, help me out. Have we ever lost to Tunisia until yesterday?
No, this is our first loss.
No. This is the first loss.
But history is helping other teams. Look at Ivory Coast yesterday. They were completely listless at some point in the game yesterday, but history helped them. They kept pushing and pushing and pushing. We didn't push. Yesterday I saw Zaha's goal, and I was saying to myself that if it were a Black Stars player, they would have just allowed it. They would have allowed the goalkeeper to have his way in that box. But Zaha kept pushing, and he scored for Ivory Coast. We needed somebody like Zaha in our team yesterday.
So that's where it is. But you see, we still had your moments of brilliance, players who can produce moments of brilliance, like your Dede Ayew. We had Jordan Ayew. They did so well in the first game. You had a Asamoah Gyan there. I mean, going into the tournament, it looked like we had Thomas Partey, who we can't talk about a lot nowadays. But going into the tournament, it looks like we had a lot. We had a lot going on for us in terms of our lineup.
Yeah.
So where do you think, was it their attitude? Where do you think it went wrong?
I think the attitude was wrong. Everything went wrong for us, honestly. And, as we progressed, we were kidding ourselves that it will get better. It will get better. But the situation remained the same. I don't know. I'm so sad right now. I really don't understand so many things. A lot of things don't make sense to me at the moment. But I think the attitude of the players was very wrong. I will go back to another point that I made a while back, that some of them did not look interested. They just didn't look interested in the game. Yesterday, I will single out Nuhu Adams and Wakaso. I think the two of them were brilliant. They were brilliant. I don't know if you watched the game, but the two of them were brilliant. But apart from these two, yes, we had some moments of break. I was happy Efri Akwa, played yesterday. He started yesterday, and I thought that would give Partey more
opportunity to move
forward. Be in the box and create chances. Yes, there was a moment of brilliance somewhere, but the referee decided that yes, it was a handball. I don't know when someone's chin became their hand, but if you looked at it over and over again, that wasn't a handball. It wasn't a handball.
But if you think about it, it really came down to that moment, didn't it?
It did. It did. It took so much away from the game. And I think that referee, the South African referee, should be ashamed of. I've managed to find his Instagram account. Victor Gomez 01. That's his Instagram account. And yesterday, this morning, I sent him a few messages on Instagram.
You DM'd him?
No, I didn't DM. It was a post.
You posted it?
Yeah, I posted it. You know, that he's shameless. Very unprofessional.
Eva, really, should we pin everything on that one referee's decision?
Oh well, I thought that yes, that was quite dodgy. I was surprised at the referee's call of a handball. I mean, if anything at all, there was a hint of an offside on the part of Partey in the build-up to that goal. I thought that would found the basis for the disqualification of that goal, but definitely not a handball. And I mean, from the commentary and the comments online and everything, even the journalists in the stadium were all scandalized by the decision to disallow that goal on the basis of a handball, which clearly
I understand they apologized to Ghana.
Very well. I mean,
yeah.
but you know, Daniel, those are very telling moments that turn a game on its head. Thankfully, we had the opportunity to get back into the fray when they scored an own goal. In the nick of time, we were brought back into the fray, and so. But the point is that we left it too late. Look at the performance of the team so far in our opening game against Benin. That game was ours to lose. It was ours to lose because we were cruising to a win, and I mean we went a goal down, and that's when we expected to see the technical ability at play from the bench, and that's where we were let down badly. That draw against Benin. Thankfully, we made it into this round, but as I said earlier, at this knockout stage, any slip on your part meant that you were going out. There was no recovery. And we had so many chances going forward, but we always lacked the finishing touch. So that's an issue that we've got to deal with.
And it seems to be an age-old issue, isn't it? Finishing in the box.
It is. I mean, so then again, it comes down to what exactly are these players being taught? What's being delivered to them? I mean, we spoke about penalty shootouts and all of that. You have a goalkeeper who's had a brilliant tournament so far. You mentioned some of the names. Partey, for instance, we've had the occasion to complain about. The first two matches, Partey was virtually non-existent in our team, and going into this tournament, he was supposed to be a star player. And then in the last group match, in the second half, when the formation changed, when we saw some very convincing decisions coming from the technical side of our game, we saw a change in our play, and you could tell that was the formation that Coach Kwesi Appiah largely depended on in this last game that we played yesterday. I mean, so I said it earlier, we were stuttering throughout. It's not been a convincing performance from us. We've not played with conviction, and we were hoping against hope that we could make it in there, because we've seen teams that are not playing with much conviction still managing to sneak in, and we're hoping that history would back the trend and help push us forward. But there are too many flaws that we cannot. I mean, there are too many cracks that we cannot paper over. We need to sit down and really build a solid team that is competitive enough at the highest stage. That is what we need to do as a nation.
Well, someone has an answer for you, Nana. But Daniel, the scouts for the team were selected when the players had already been selected. It's as if we only select scouts to watch our opponent in a tournament and not to help in selecting players.
That is laughable. We already had a team, and then we assembled a scouting team.
No, but let's be serious.
Oh my God.
No, let's be serious, Eva. Isn't selection of a player to play on the Black Stars more political than anything? And I'm not talking about
Selection
of a player to play on the Black Stars.
Is political.
I'm not talking about partisan politics, but I'm talking about whom you know politics.
Well, I mean, those are rumors that always rage on around the team. I cannot say for a fact that that's the situation because I do not have any evidence to back that. But every now and then you have these allegations doing the rounds, and perhaps we would need to go into that. But I was talking about the scouts who are there. Those Coach Selastete and another person, I forgot it. Those are people doing some form of intelligence work. I'm even surprised that their names came out as early as the competition was about to start and all of that. And their work actually starts when the tournament is on, because they're supposed to be monitoring the teams that will be playing and to be advising the coach on the strengths and weaknesses of the team to help us prepare adequately to meet those teams. So they do not necessarily have any role to play regarding selection of players and who gets into the team and all of that. I think that is a job that is left with the technical team, the coach primarily.
Right, it's still live on the Super Morning Show. It's 8 minutes past 8. We've been at this since 20 minutes to the top of the hour. The hashtag is still drop that coach. I realized on Twitter, Nanaba has already given her verdict. Eva, I haven't heard that definite word from you. Are we dropping the coach?
Well, I think that he hasn't shown enough muscle technically and tactically. I think that Daniel, you're just pushing me to say Eva. I have all but said
no. So hashtag drop that coach, yes or no?
Doesn't cut it. I think that's my position, that he hasn't shown that he fits the bill.
Hence, drop that coach.
I'm gonna go on the other line now and speak with Benedict Osu, who is in the Black Stars camp now. Benedict, are you there?
Daniel.
What's the mood in camp now?
Well,
you're laughing. You're laughing, Benedict.
Oh.
It's a serious thing.
You're laughing.
What's the mood in
Daniel,
camp now?
Okay. It's one that you wouldn't possibly wish for, of course. I mean, if you're in a tournament of this nature, the mood is one that we all never anticipated, because we were very confident, the players were very confident, the management very, very confident, as well as the technical team going into this game, because they had done some bit of work on the Tunisians. The video analysts, the two video analysts, I had the opportunity to speak to them off record, and they mentioned that yes, they really checked the Tunisian team.
I'm sorry, I'm getting some feedback from one of you. It's either you, Benedict, or Eva. There's a very loud radio from one of you. So,
Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, but I'm getting some feedback. If there's a radio near you, turn it off for me.
No, there's no radio near.
Okay, let's.
Is it better?
It's better now.
Because there's no radio around.
Okay. So I was saying that they were very confident going into the game against Tunisia. I mean, we all never anticipated what happened yesterday. So of course, if you're asking about the mood, it's one that you wouldn't want to be here to see the faces of the players as well as the management and the technical team.
So now that we have lost, even though we understand that we did a lot of work going into the game, what is the verdict? What are we saying went wrong?
Daniel, it's simple. I mean, in a competition of this nature, if you are knocked out, you pack your things and you leave. So what's going to happen next is that the team will be leaving here this afternoon for Ghana. So possibly maybe in the evening they will arrive in Ghana. But of course, a lot already have been said in terms of the next, what we have to look at in terms of the future. I mean, technical direction, some of these players, 12 of the players in this very team played at the last edition of the tournament. Some of them know very well that this is their last tournament. In fact, I remember one of the games, I had a chat with him, which he mentioned that, they are very eager to do very well in this tournament, because he knows very well that most of them, this is going to be their last tournament. And of course, if you are Coach Kwesi Appiah, having been told to do your possible best to qualify the team for the 2018 World Cup, which didn't happen. Also, do your best to qualify the team for the Africa Cup of Nations and eventually win that tournament or get sacked. And also, if you come into a tournament of this nature with your contract already expired, and because of the timing they had to extend for you, then of course you know what is coming. So I want to believe that the technical direction of this team and possibly will change based on the target that was given the coach. One, he said he should go and try his possible best to qualify the team. It didn't happen. He should win the Nations Cup, and as we sit here, it's one of 16. So on the basis of the target that was given the coach, I don't know what's going to happen, but if there's anything to go by, then it means that the technical direction of the team definitely will change. And some of these players know very well. Yesterday I asked Anamoah if I'm in the future, and he said yes, and at least we have some young boys in the team. So if these guys are going to be around, he did not state whether he has retired from the Black Stars or not, but most of them, what they said was that, it's been a long season. After the season, they just had a week rest during the national camp. So now that Ghana is out, they are coming back home. We'll see what they are going to do next. But most of these players will go to their clubs. That's what they told me. Will go to their clubs and see the next line of action in terms of their national career. So Daniel, it's something that is going to go on. I know the talk will go on.
The talk is going on now, Benedict.
Yes.
You know what? I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave the line. Stay on the line because when you go back, you talk to the players.
Benedict, so these players are not even offering any sort of apology to Ghanaians for all the energy and the time we invest in them?
Well, what is the Mubarak Wakasi yesterday utterly broke down at the press conference, and all of us, we looked at him and we were very sad. He was the man of the match. He came and I couldn't even ask him a question. I asked him a question and he started crying. And he said, what he said, and I remember very well, was that, they put in a lot of work from their company in Dubai, which I was there with them, through to this place. They put in a lot of work and they didn't anticipate it was going to end this way. And of course, as humans as they are, he said they were very sorry and they should have just given up. Whatever that they wanted to do should have just been a top-notch hire. I mean, they did also not anticipate this. They thought that they were going to go through and end the country's long wait for the title. But aside Mubarak Wakasi, none of the players that I spoke, felt the way you, of course, are asking me.
Okay, that's interesting because I want to believe that they are very apologetic about all of this, and they should give up some of their bonuses. They should give off half of their bonuses to charity to show Ghanaians that indeed they are sorry if they claim they actually did everything possible to win it, because we didn't see it on the pitch. It was not evident at all. Majority of them just appeared. They were called, so they appeared. They just showed up and did what they thought they had to do. You mentioned Wakasu Mubarak. Yesterday he was outstanding. The previous game I had a problem with him, but yesterday he was superb. They should do more than just cry, because I've been crying since last night.
I think I agree with
Daniel, I think that
Eva, just a moment. Let's Benedict finish the sentence. Benedict, finish up. Let's go to Eva after you.
Okay, so I was saying that I think I agree with Nana. Based on what she's saying, because if you look at our tournament, we shouldn't hide behind the tree. For me, when I went to Dubai, I saw them. I was very confident in this team, but from the one against Benin, we're off. Against Cameroon, we're off. And even in the game that we won against Guinea-Bissau, the first half for me has been one of the worst performances I've ever seen of the Black Stars. And going into that game against Tunisia with everything that they did, I was only praying and hoping that we were going to turn out, because as we always say, as new starters, and when the tournament gets to the knockout stages, that's where we turn up. I didn't see that. And I would agree with anyone who was saying that from the one we didn't push, we didn't do what was expected of us. We are all very disappointed. I am so much disappointed.
Eva?
Yes, Daniel. I think that it's good to hear from Benedict, who is right there with them and observing proceedings from close range. And Anamoah was talking about the players being apologetic. I think that their reaction at the end of the game said it all. A lot of them were disconsolate after that defeat. I think that
Eva, you actually believe that? Yes, because they are not progressing. They are going to be denied bonuses. Some of them are looking for new teams to play for.
I know. But you see, Nana, but the point is that we went to this tournament with a very ordinary team. We had a very ordinary team. That's why from the beginning I said that I had managed my expectations, so I was not expecting too much from this team, because I think that I have seen better Black Stars teams. And so for me, this was a very ordinary team that I was not going to pin too much on.
But Eva, this was Tunisia.
I am not totally crushed.
Eva, this was Tunisia. We had an ordinary team, but Tunisia has not outplayed us in this tournament.
The worst team in the tournament.
But you had an ordinary team, and so, I mean, anything could happen. But we've seen surprises in this tournament, Daniel.
Madagascar.
I mean, admittedly, we have seen what the Malagasy have done in this competition so far. You know, nobody gave them a dog's chance. Even Benin. I mean, if anybody woke you up from your sleep and asked you which teams were going to progress from Group F, which included Ghana, you were straight up going to say Cameroon and Ghana. Nobody was going to mention Benin in there, but they are through. And so these tournaments would throw up surprises any day, but it takes a team that has quality. It takes a team that has quality, and so you would have some teams that are not really given much, but it's a total package. You need some fortitude at some level, so some teams can fight. They really come in and fight. South Africa, it's an attitude, a mental thing for them to come in and claim the scalp of Egypt and all of that. I'm saying that a lot goes into the preparation. You need the materials, first of all, and that comes down to who selects the materials. When you get the materials, you need to come up with match-winning strategies.
Eva.
And those match-winning strategies, you can get them depending on the quality of the materials that are available to you and the resources that you have.
Eva, we are running out of time, so I'm going to ask you for a yes or no answer. Was this the best team we could have fielded?
Wow. I don't believe so.
So it's a no.
It's a no.
Thank you. I'm going to go to the other line for Benedict to wrap up. Then we'll go and come and open phone lines. Benedict, final words.
No, come again.
Yeah, we just want you to wrap up for us. So we know the players are coming back tonight. I mean, what are the final words from that end?
That's what is going to happen. We are out of the tournament and we have to come on. I asked you whether some of all the players are going to come home. That I cannot tell now, but I know at least the majority of them, as well as the officials, the sports minister is here. Some of the management members are here. Oseko, who is a member of the normalization committee, is also here. So they will lead them and they all come to Ghana. I'm sure by close of day today, they should arrive at the Kotika international level.
Thanks, Benedict. 20 minutes past 8. Twitter is already buzzing. Hashtag drop that coach number 1. And your tweets are coming in the hundreds. Mauli Stevens says, "Oh, Black Star, see how you've made a talkative like Nanaba Stammer on the Super Morning Show."
I am broken.
Okay, we are going to speak to a lawyer Monday. That will be right after these important messages, and then we will come to you for your view. 0302-216-541, 0302-216-541, 0244-340437. This is the Super Morning Show. We will be right. We'll be right back.
Darling, I have to go around today paying bills. I was at my banks to get my statements. So much to do, so my bruh.
I didn't know you be account to a GT Bank. To see the GT Bank *737# service, and me come account to my pretty. GT Bank a man easy cra. Which is me running my account on my mobile phone, so yeah. O bank you grab it me pretty GT Bank account also.
Wow.
Che, meet me be account for from Aussie on my mobile phone so. We can star 737 hash.
Star 737 hash.
Ah, hashi me de.
Initiate account opening, make inquiries, buy credit and transfer monies to your friends and family all on your mobile phone. You can also make payments for DSTV, Surfline, water and electricity bills in the comfort of your homes, offices, and everywhere. This is simple banking for every Ghanaian. Just dial star 737 hash and follow the prompts. For further assistance, call our toll-free line 0800 124 000.
Guaranteed Trust Bank.
Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us? On Vodafone Cash, it is impossible for anybody to defraud you, as all transactions are initiated and authorized by you. If you know, you know.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office, or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from latex foam. There is so much choice, whatever your budget. Latex foam, your partner for life.
So you wanted that weave, that one that's so long it touches your toes. Got it. A disco light for the room when the sweetheart comes over. Swoon your matrona. Bagged it. Those chrome spinning wheels that will have people at church praying to be you. But them. Now, how about those mega woofers that will wake up the whole neighborhood? Ordered. Because you've got the card that makes it all possible.
You don't need a bank account to spoil yourself. You can now securely load funds for travel, pay for goods and services online and at your favorite shop, or give your loved ones unending spending options or possibilities with a perfect gift card. Get a Cowbank prepaid card now, because you can.
Cowbank, forward together.
Scratch up, win 'em. Scratch up, win 'em.
Today be
Scratch
today.
up.
Malcolm turned 30 years for
Scratch
Ghana.
up.
So they splash plenty 30 things.
Plenty 30?
Every 100 Ghana you spend for Malcolm fee win 300 things.
300.
TV,
30.
fridge,
30.
motorcycle.
30.
You feel winner, win Renault car.
30.
Malcolm Big
Win 'em.
30.
Scratch up, win 'em. Scratch up, win 'em. Scratch
Get
up.
a scratch card for
Win 'em.
every 100 CDs
Scratch
spent
up.
at any Malcolm shop across the country.
Scratch up.
Follow the instructions to win an amazing Malcolm Big 30 prize every week. Malcolm Big 30 Scratch and Win 'em starts from 1st July until 31st August 2019.
I go win today for Tamale, make my sister win for Kumasi, then Sansu again can win more for Accra. Today be today.
Scratch up, win 'em.
Keep your winning scratch card. Samsung, platinum sponsor of Malcolm Big 30. Terms and conditions apply.
Scratch up, win 'em.
Here's what people are saying about the GCB Easy Pick.
It just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
It just
It
makes
just
sense.
makes sense.
Yes, saving makes a lot more sense now. GCB Bank will pay for anything you buy from phones, TVs, air conditioners, generators, solar equipment to roofing sheets from any GCB partner shop. And you can pay back later at a reduced price of up to 25% in discounts. Simply walk into any GCB partner shop, pick up what you want at a GCB discount price and fill a form. GCB will pay for you so you can pay back later in installments. Go, get it sooner, get it cheaper, pay later. GCB Easy Pick. It just makes sense. Terms and conditions apply.
GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Shata, what did you say? You say we'll score them again and again, but unfortunately. So apparently this song was made after we won after we won the last game in the group stage against Guinea-Bissau.
So that's a remix.
Yeah, so it's a remix. Unfortunately, the song had a very short lifespan because we couldn't go beyond one more. We'll be speaking to a lawyer Monday in a moment. It's 27 minutes past 8. My name is Daniel Dazi. George Adu Jr. has joined the fray. Hi, George.
Hey, Danny. What's up?
So, Nanaba, George had a very difficult position because he ran the commentary last night.
Yeah.
And so he had to announce when we were losing.
Yeah.
Very, very terrible one. But I have a few of your tweets here. Yeah, Charlie. I have a few of your tweets here. Ordinary team isn't the word, but fake and weak team with a weak coach. A coach that can't crack the whip isn't a man to lead Ghana. A gamma lizard. Simon Nyako says Coach Kwesi Appiah's demeanor doesn't inspire confidence. His substitutions were late. Change of captain was unnecessary. Hashtag drop that coach. Ludwig Ananhesi said we had higher possession, 20 shots on goal and 8 on target. You say there was no commitment? Okay. So Eben Sab is tweeting a reply to us saying that the Black Stars should be back in Ghana today. He said, so soon, wouldn't they even allow them to do some shopping for family and friends?
Yeah, with all that bonus, they should
with their little bonuses.
Exactly, they should be shopping.
Okay, so PKC agrees with you, Nanaba, when you say that they should give up some of their bonuses to charity.
It's a wise thing to do.
Yes, he says, I'm all for this, Inti. So as they are going for their bonuses, Inti or Moon Ferry. Okay, Eloy Amande is on the line. Good morning, Eloy.
Hi.
I have to stop with this. I have to start with this. Are we dropping the coach or not?
Daniel?
Yes, Eloy, are we dropping the coach or not?
Well, I think that Kwesi Appiah has had his run. I don't know, he's had about 3 or 4 African Cup of Nations, World Cup. Every good run must come to an end. Have you seen The Devil's Advocate?
Boss.
You know,
boss.
I think that essentially every good run must come to an end. So yeah, I think he should just go.
That coach. So drop that coach.
I will use your phrase, but yeah, I'll say just.
Okay, Eloy, it seems your radio is very loud. So if you can reduce that for us, so we go ahead.
Actually, my radio is off.
Hey, how am I getting the feedback?
Okay, is it better?
Much, much better. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. So let me get your general thoughts now. Where did we go wrong?
Well, this still hurts. I woke up in the middle of the night and it felt like a dream, but it's real. We're out. You know what? I didn't think that we had a team that was good enough to go all the way and win the competition, but not to get knocked out at the round of 16 stage to Tunisia. With all due respect, Tunisia hadn't exactly set the tournament alight, which is exactly our case as well. But, just 1 second. Yeah, but the truth of the matter is that the team didn't play well overall in the course of the whole competition. We were good yesterday. A friend of mine actually said that immediately we started playing well, he knew that we were going to lose because we don't often have the capacity to play well and win. It's just like one of the two. But where we go from here, if that was your question, Daniel.
Well, I wanted to get your general thoughts first, but let's go to where we go from here. What kind of corrections can we make? If you can, I'll just give you a moment to gather those thoughts well. So I bring in George as well because George just joined us. George, from commentary position, you saw everything, and you have been running commentary on most of the games of the AFCON. Answer me, were we ready?
I think we failed to tell ourselves the truth, and that's just the problem.
Okay.
We were all hoping. So instead of going straight to the facts and say that our team didn't look cohesive from the start of the tournament, somehow, a bit of superstition here and there, we're believing that this was somehow going to be the year. And I could understand the effort of the journalists to come out and, in an effort to support the team, say things are looking good. But we know things were not looking good. Against Guinea-Bissau, when the free aqua came on, yes, it started looking good. But the real problem for Ghana and why we've not been able to win this trophy, I think, is back to the lack of details again. And yesterday, it showed yet again.
George, can I?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah. And I mean, for me, one of the things that I said after the group stages was what actually happened when we went for the pre-tournament campaign in Dubai. Because I didn't see a team that was prepped and ready to compete. The performances felt so disjointed a lot of the time. I know the word tactical competence has been bandied about a lot, but I mean, it's legitimate. You really watch the games and you wonder, what are we playing at here? What's going on? What's our direction? And I didn't get a sense that we're in control of what we're doing and how we're going to play in this competition. And the good moments felt like it had been stumbled upon. I mean, not because we had carefully prepared and planned towards that. But be that as it may, we got a result in the last game of the group and we made it to the next stage.
Barely.
And you barely, yeah. But you always got the sense that if we really came up against an organized team, two things were going to happen. Either the boys will rise up to the occasion or they would implode. And yesterday, once we're not finding the back of the net, I just got a sense that, look, what happened to Mali in the game prior was going to happen to the Black Stars. And then it happened.
And then it did. Nana Jiman said this the last time he came on the show. He said, hope is not a strategy, but it is for Ghanaians. Hope and prayer. It's as if the opposition doesn't hope and pray.
Nana Jiman has always had an acid tongue.
Yeah, yes, but isn't he justified this time round?
No, he's not justified. I mean, he's been a coach before. He was also riding on hope. What happened to the teams he coached?
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with hoping.
There's nothing wrong with hoping.
There's nothing wrong with praying.
But shouldn't it be backed by proper
preparation?
But
that's the point. You have to back it up with proper preparation. Sometimes there are things that go out of your hands and you can't do anything about.
Yeah.
But when you can help it, you must try and help it.
But
I'm giving an example, and because of our history in this tournament, you would not begin to cry foul when the team started playing badly, because you know Ghana takes time to get there.
That I can never understand.
But unfortunately, that's what has been the case anyway.
I know this is modern radio, but we're 1 minute men in the first round.
Exactly. we have this one. You have to judge them by their first.
Yes, you see, and it's the same thing. Like, I mean, when you go to the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations or the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations, it has always been the same thing.
But why?
I thought, that's what we have come to agree. That's what we've come to accept. But I think that we don't prepare enough. We don't prepare enough. Number two, we don't pay attention to detail. I'm just giving you a quick one on when it comes to attention to detail. For instance, Alian Giresi kept on substituting, keeping in mind that during extra time there was a possibility of a penalty shootout, and he wanted to win it.
Yeah.
So he kept two guys on. He had used two of the stuff, and he was waiting.
Yeah.
And when he realized it was time, he brought on the goalkeeper he felt would give the Black Stars the trouble when he gets to the penalty shootout.
And our goalkeeper looked a nervous wreck.
That's one. Yeah. But what were we? I'm just asking, what were we doing? What were we doing? What were we doing? Were we thinking about it? Were we planning?
This morning, I know that a lot of people are so raw from the emotions, and I really don't want to pick on individual performances, but I think you are right there. The goalkeeper, I don't know.
You see, Eloy,
he looked nervous.
Eloy, you know what? And I was saying that if you knew your goalkeepers well, you know the one who's good at penalty kicks, and clearly that's it. We've seen coaches attempt to get in the goalkeepers who are good at penalty kicks and all. But if you look at the way we were doing our substitutions, we didn't even think we're not managing that going ahead to the extra time.
I even think what the Tunisians did was a bluff. Like, in that moment when you change your goalkeeper, all of a sudden you put everybody on.
Yes.
Oh, wow, they brought in the
it's psychological. It's psychological. Yeah. It's psychological. He beats you to the game.
Okay, guys, before we go ahead,
just psych you out and
guys, before we go ahead, Eloy, just a moment. It's 24 minutes so we hit the top of the hour. The party just got a bit bigger. And Nana Jumai, we actually just read your quotes from the last. Yeah, and Nana has a response for you. She'll tell you in person. Rosalind, what is to say? Hi, Rosalind.
Rosalind, where have you been? She was supposed to be here with me from the beginning.
Yes, so join news on TV. stole our panelists, if I can say they stole them.
We
Or they borrowed them.
Yeah,
but we were having a good time here anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. So guys, welcome, ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen.
Thanks.
All right then. Let me drop a powder keg in this. Nanaba.
Yes.
Anamoah Jan, do you really think you should have been on the pitch?
I don't know if I'm the best person to answer this question.
What was the question?
I'm asking about Anamoah
If
Jan.
Anamoah Jan should have been on the pitch, honestly, I don't know what he did on the pitch, but
He caused the goal.
well, okay, so brilliant, Anamoah Jan, Captain General, brilliant. I was looking forward to some moment of brilliance from him. I was actually hoping that, yes, we have Anamoah on, the most experienced player on the pitch, and the top scorer, right? For Ghana.
He's actually the African with the most World Cup goals.
Andre, he's got more.
He has more goals. He has more goals than Ronaldo. Cristiano
In the World
Ronaldo.
Cup.
You said that in the World Cup, yes, for
At the
sure.
World
Yes,
Cup,
that's
yeah.
right.
So I was expecting more from Anamoah Jan, but again, I don't blame him. Someone had to supply him with a ball. When he got the ball, what happened? I'm not too sure. I don't want to blame Anamoah Jan for anything. I think every player who was called had a reason to be there, and they deserve the right to play. But again, it's not just Anamoah Jan, it's every player. Yesterday, apart from Nuhu Adams and Wakaso, all the other players were very average.
Okay, it's 22 minutes to the top of the hour. We are having.
For what?
He didn't have the leg.
Nanajima wants to talk about Anamoah Jan.
I don't know. No, for what?
I'm bringing you in. I'm bringing you in right next.
He just did what he had to do.
But before that, let me say hi to my sponsors. Big Stories is brought to you by Guaranteed Trust Bank, which you rather bank with us. Vodafone, the future is exciting, ready, and Latex Foam, your partner for life. At any payment point to the POS device, you can go and say you want to pay with mobile money on a GT Bank POS device. Provide the merchants with your phone number, and a payment alert authenticated on your GT Bank POS device will be sent to your phone. So authorize the transaction on your phone with your PIN, et voila. Merchants receives payment instantly. So whenever you want to pay for anything, and they have a GT Bank POS device, you can pay with mobile money. Making payments just got more exciting. Pay effortlessly and conveniently with mobile money on GT Bank POS devices. Businesses, shops, and merchants should contact 050 4100 for your GT Bank POS device. Guaranteed Trust Bank, wouldn't you rather bank with us? Now the Vodafone Bosu offer just got bigger. Aside the Bosu weekend offer, Vodafone has taken another boss step, introducing the Bosu daily offer. The Bosu of all daily offers. Sign up to the Vodafone Bosu daily offer for 2 Ghana cedis and enjoy 100 minutes for calls to all networks, plus 100 megabytes, valid for 24 hours. It's real. Just dial *5588# now to subscribe to the Vodafone Bosu daily offer and spend your day like a boss. Social media messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and Telisol 4G, just a touch. Okay, I'm gonna open the phone lines now. All right, 0302216541. Before my first caller comes through, Nanajima, general thoughts on the show, on the tournament.
Well, I mean, there's disappointed to the population, obviously, but I think that we saw it coming. We just didn't know when we would exit. We didn't know we would exit at the round of 16 for sure. We thought we would progress. We weren't able to progress, but it's nothing new. We've been doing it for 37 years, and it's been even more pronounced in the last 10 years or so, because I always start with, what was your selection criteria? What was the basis you selected these players? I can't be told. Many of them didn't have any form anyway. We knew we didn't have a team that could win the AFCON, but we decided to continue in this blind faith, patriotism, blind faith support. Yes, we're going to win the cup. I've dreamt we're going to win the cup. He's dreamt we're going to win the cup. Prophets have prophesied we're going to win the cup. And you don't win cups like that. We were never going to win this cup, and we all knew it.
I'll bring you back to complete that thought, but Steve from Abelingpe wants to put in a word. Good morning, Steve.
Yes, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Hey, even after our loss, you are doing well. You are strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's hear you. What are your thoughts?
We can all be done at the same time. Somebody needs to encourage the other, isn't it?
Oh, of course. We appreciate that. Let's go ahead.
Okay. Yes, but I want to start from the VAR perspective. Irrespective of whatever happened on the pitch yesterday, I want to ask why, in the best wisdom of the executive of CAF, they asked or they said that the VAR should be introduced at a certain stage of the tournament.
You mean the VAR?
Yes. Why do they ask that it should be introduced only at certain stages of the tournament? All these things, offside goal, handball, they could have been rectified, corrected, spot on, so that at least anyone who is having heartbreak will know that at least everything is justified. So I should limit the pain, and let me try and control the level of pain I will bring upon myself and all that. If CAF executive had done their things well, I think that certain things wouldn't have been out of hand. During the course of the game yesterday, VAR to me could have been introduced from the group stages, the quarters, the semi, and then all the way to the final. Now you left out VAR. Football that is growing speedily, you left out VAR. I did not know why they say VAR should not be part of the group stages. The days, from my point of view, that goal should have been a proper goal. But why are you saying that somebody's handball interrupted the genuine goal? And look at the number of time it took him, the many seconds before he made a decision on that. He was not using VAR, but they told him a long time to make a decision on that. So I'm appealing to CAF that if they're going to do certain things, they should do it right from that. Otherwise, this football thing we are talking about, bro, we know what it can cause continents and nations and families. So. All right. May God be with us.
God be with us all. Thank you very much, Stephen. Before my next caller comes in, 0302216541, let me bring in Rosalind for her opening comments. Okay, Peter T from Sukura is on the line, so I'll bring Rosalind in later. Good morning, Peter.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. How are you?
I am blessed. Peter, please turn off your radio.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear you. What are your thoughts?
Is it better now?
Much better. Let's go ahead.
Thank you very much. My brother, I think my thought is, now football has come to stay and have been totally accepted by Ghanaians. And it's one of the areas that brings us together and unify Ghanaians and their problems. And I believe that, people think once you are criticizing the coach, then you are reading politics into the game. But all that we know is that even politics have already become part of the game. From the last AFCON that we played, when the players themselves, some of them, were talking about winning the cup for the president. And today, it has come to divide the rank and file of Ghanaians. You see one side supporting and one side against. And that is why we are suffering today. And the major thing is that the coach has lost his all. Because if you look at the tactical discipline, of which even the coach, sometimes does his substitution, it is so bad. We were all expecting that. It got to some time yesterday. Most of the players became tired, especially looking at the role of Jordan Yu and his brother. They were missing in action totally. We were even expecting, most of Ghanaians were expecting that, even though Samoa was half fit, we all know. But I believe that there are certain players that we call them possible players. Once they are there, it even puts some fears in the opponent team.
Okay.
Yes, that is what we expected. Asamoah could have come on earlier than the time. Look at 8 minutes to the full time. Assuming that we were not even having.
Hello, Peter. Hello. Unfortunately, we've lost Peter T. They're calling from Sukura. It's 40 minutes to the top of the hour. We have to wrap up this conversation. There's a poll ongoing on Twitter. Peter T, how would you rate the performance of the Black Stars? #JoySMS. Is it very good, fair, or bad? Bad is in a comfortable lead now. 51%. 51% of you think
that a word worse than bad? Because that's what they were.
Well, anyway, well, worse is worse, isn't it? Okay, before I come to Rosalie, we won't have a lot of time to finish up. Okay, so let me finish off with the phone calls now. Rosalind, I want to take your thoughts on this generally. How would you rate the Black Stars' performance? Is it bad, very good, good, or fair, and why?
Well, I think, per my own criteria, I think it's bad. I mean, in the last 9 years, our worst performance have been at least to the semi-finals. We've always been in the top 4.
Is this our earliest exit?
That's us. Since 2006. I mean, incidentally in Egypt. Before we went to the World Cup.
So Ismaila is not good for
before
us.
We went to the World before we went to the World Cup and dazzled the world on in our maiden appearance in Germany, we had flopped badly at the Egypt tournaments. The first time we lost to, I think, Nigeria, and then we won, and then Zimbabwe beat us in that tournament, and then we came home. They beat us 2-1. I mean, we came home, and then we prepared well, went back to Germany, and then we were the only side to have gone past the group stages at that tournament. So for me, I think that's on that basis, and what I have seen of the Stars in their performances in the last 5 AFCONs, this is the worst ever. I mean, it won't change anything. I mean, suffice to say that we had always beaten the Tunisians, and we had to beat them again. But this time around, they said they were not going to make us beat them again. They came back and they made sure they won. So that is it. I mean, logically, if you analyze it, that is how simple it sounds. But for it does a lot of things to us. You are going to drop in the FIFA rankings. It's difficult for you to recover quickly, because between now and December, you don't even know when the next qualifying campaign will start. Who are going to, how do you mend? And I always say that, look, there is a disjoint in the team. What they have put up in Egypt was a facade. If you speak to some of the players, the key players, Anamoah may be out of the way, but we should all see what happened to the Black Stars in the post-Senegal 92 era, when similar situations happened. Kwesi Appiah the captain's band was taken away from Kwesi Appiah, giving to Abedi Pele, and then that was it. Kwesi Appiah didn't make it going further. He didn't form part of the team again. But he had people who were sympathetic to him, and so those cliques and factions were created. They will come and tell you that, we are all one, it's for the national interest. But this is when the cracks will show. And I said it from day one. Kwesi Appiah would, if he stays on as a coach, he would have to find a way of mending those cracks to build a more formidable team and do what he thinks he can do. For me...
But is he staying on?
No.
Well, the normalization committee president said if he did not deliver, he should consider himself out.
For Anamoah, are we dropping the coach?
For me, I think that he should walk away.
You think he should walk? And if he doesn't, we drop him? Okay.
Well, I mean, coaches are hired and fired. If you don't meet your targets, you are fired. So if his target was to win, was to lead us to bring back the trophy in the year of our return, and he did not deliver. I think that he should. But for me, when he leaves, who do we bring? Daniel, I will say this, and without any apologies. I may not want to see any other local coach taking charge. And because of what the players do. If we decide that we are building a team made up of local players who do not have egos to be managed, who do not think that we play for this, we are handled by Mourinho, we are handled by Pep Guardiola, we are handled by all those coaches there, that they rate them above their national team coaches, you are still going to have those problems. Because what you see on the pitch is only what you see. But beyond that, asking players to train and players' attitude, I don't want to go through this training regime. I don't want to do this. How do you manage it? If you do not have control over your players in the dressing room and in the hotel room, and the only time you have control is when you make your selection and you come onto the pitch. That is where we see you. Then you cannot be
A coach.
You cannot.
Wow. Thank you very much. The conversation has gotten so juicy, but we have to bring it to an end now. Thank you very much, Nana Jemang and Rose Anamoah, for coming through. Nana Anamoah has been with us from 7:35. Thank you very much.
You with my tears. I need to shed more tears.
Oh, are you crying?
I've been crying.
Nana.
Okay, so what's your what was the famous Ghana expression you got for the referee?
Oh my God, it's not for.
It's not for radio.
It's not for radio.
All right, then we're going to take these important messages and we come back. We are joined by Dr. Nefertiti Poplampo and Ato Olzenapia. We are asking a simple question: are the solutions beyond us? Citizens for change. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Good morning, NDK. My name is Linda. I am a young worker working towards buying my first car in a year's time. What does NDK